From the Frontier Communication Studio, this is Tonight Live. Tonight Live begins now.
Flooding and the threat of more severe weather tonight. Water sweeping through neighborhoods and causing destruction. Now the efforts focus on rescues and safety as the region braces for another round of storms. Good evening. I'm Dan Thorne. We're out in full force tonight working to keep you ahead of these storms with reporters live all over the state. But first, let's get to Chief Meteorologist Spencer Atkins for a look at what to expect. Spencer.
All right, Dan, thanks very much. We're looking here at a squall line moving through the started as just a group of little thunderstorms out by Toledo and really turned into something upscale, something big here. You can see we have very heavy rain from Wheeling to Clarksburg. We have severe thunderstorm warnings from Sutton down through Charleston, from Huntington out to the west to about halfway near Lexington. And again, we are talking about the possibility of some 50, 60 mile an hour winds out here. No warning at this moment on the northern side of this line, but anytime you have a curve like that, this is moving its way on out again past Weston and Buchanan eventually in the next half of an hour. And then we slide down toward the portion that has a warning on it. That's already moved through Putnam County, moving again through Jackson County and moving into Kanawha County and Roane County. Also just in the Huntington area, the Ashland, Ironton area. And all this is set to move its way to the south into southern West Virginia and southeast Kentucky. Already over areas that have been very hard hit by flooding, some very heavy rain. We have southeast Ohio and a portion of West Virginia near the Ohio River, generally from Huntington through about Parkersburg with some flash flood warnings as well. And as I mentioned, southeast Ohio. So lots of combined threats tonight, and it is sweeping across the rest of the mountain state throughout the evening. Back with more on that in a few minutes.
All right, Spencer, thank you. At least 2 people are dead and several others are still missing tonight. Here's a look at what's happening region-wide from our West Virginia media stations.
This is just one example of the dozens of homes decimated here in the Flat Gap area of Johnson County, all up and down Big Mud Lick Creek. Dozens of homes torn apart. It looks like a tornado hit them. Some of the worst devastation I've seen in 25 years of covering news here in eastern Kentucky. Search crews are still out in force with National Guard as well. An incredible scene here in Johnson County. Working for you, I'm Randy Yohe.
Some good news here in Webster County after Monday's storms that flooded the basement of the Webster County Memorial Hospital, causing hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. The hospital says they may be ready to open almost completely later this week. Other authorities are keeping an eye on the weather. The Webster Springs Fire Department is taking the day to rest, but has also been preparing for more bad weather tonight. Mayor Don McCourt says they're just waiting to see what areas will need the most help. Reporting in Webster Springs, Webster County, I'm Alex Hines, working for you.
High winds can be expected with any severe thunderstorm, and EMA officials say you should be prepared by securing loose items around your house like porch furniture and garbage cans. You should also be prepared for the possibility of downed trees and power lines and have an emergency kit with several days worth of supplies. Working for you, I'm Laurie Conway.
Southern West Virginia is on alert for more severe weather. Strong wind and heavy rain left down tree limbs and some high water in area. People are on high alert as a new line of storms move through. The good news is this appears to be the last big round of storms before a few calm days ahead. Working for you, I'm Tim Carrico.
All right, all the storm damage is taking a toll on our roads. Crews with the DOH are out making repairs and still trying to open many of them. That's where we find Ariel Rothfield from WOWK-13 News. She's live in Kanawha County. Ariel.
Dan, we're in Clendenin on Gabe's Road, which was shut down for hours because of this massive landslide. Right now, we're hearing thunder, and neighbors say they're crossing their fingers, hoping more of the hillside won't fall down. Now, all day, crews from the DOH have been working to remove the dirt and clear the street so cars and emergency vehicles could get by. Neighbors tell me the hillside started to slip on Saturday, but got much worse last night with the bad storms. And that's not the only damage we saw in Clay County. Some of the roads are almost impassable. Downed trees block several parts of the Elk River Road, which also has about 5 spots that are now washed away. Now, as the storms roll in tonight, you're reminded not to drive through any water, and any roads that you might think may be washed away, avoid those at all costs. Reporting live in Kanawha County for Tonight Live, I'm Ariel Rothfield. Dan?
All right, Ariel, thank you. As the storms move in again, we go to WOWK-13 News reporter Chelsea Spears, who's live for us tonight in Putnam County. Chelsea, how bad is it out there right now?
Well, right now we're live in Buffalo, and it feels like we are in the thick of the storm. The rain is just pelting down. If you can believe it, the winds have actually started to slow down. But if you look behind me, you can see rain is just pouring. You can almost not even see a cloud in the sky. It is bad out here. And the wind was so rough earlier. I had to tie my hood together. It was just blowing us all around. Now, sir, what have you been seeing?
Delegate for 13th District. The governor just called and said we're under a state of emergency in Putnam County, and I thought this would be a good time to let people know.
Absolutely. If you're not out on the roads, you shouldn't be, and try to stay off them if you can, sir. Right. Please take shelter now when you can. We'll be home. Good. Yeah, it's just bad out here. It's pelting down. The wind is blowing hard, and we'll be continuing to update you on this storm as it rolls over us. For now, reporting live in Putnam County for Tonight Live, I'm Chelsea Spears, working for you.
All right, Chelsea, according to that man, the governor said that there is a state of emergency now for Putnam County. We will continue to follow up here on our West Virginia media stations with that. Well, the Ohio Valley will remain under a severe thunderstorm warning until 8 o'clock tonight, bringing with it some heavy downpours, some decent-sized hail, and some very high winds. WTRF-7 news reporter Jake Kaufman joins us now live out in the elements in downtown Wheeling. Jake, how's everything out there?
Dan, so far this line of storms has already caused wind damage in Columbus, Chillicothe, and Cincinnati. Closer to home, Holmes County was actually under a tornado watch earlier today, but that has since expired. Right now here in Wheeling, we've seen a lot of rain and have felt that wind blowing in. We've also been able to see a few flashes of lightning and some thunder. Now, there should be some heavy downpours tonight as well with this storm, so we're keeping a close eye on all the local creeks and streams because flash flooding could be possible. Now, Dr. Dave and Brian Davis here at Channel 7 believe that this is a similar storm to the derecho we saw a few years ago. However, this storm is nowhere near as extreme. Like I said, so far we've just seen the rain and the wind, and so far it appears we're in the clear. Now, we'll be keeping an eye on those creeks and streams, like I said, all night long. For now, though, reporting live in Wheeling for Tonight Live, I'm Jake Kaufman.
All right, Jake, thank you. Well, speaking of hail, a little bit can do a lot of damage. Your best advice is to check your roof and check it often. In Jackson County, inspectors were doing free surveys in some of the hardest hit areas. Their recommendations: check for any amount of damage. Hail damage will produce a light colored ring like you can see right there. Other common signs of damage include missing or cracked shingles and dents in your house's gutter. It's best to get the problems taken care of now before a major problem later on. Well, a man who led police on a hunt accused of killing another appeared in court just hours ago. Wesley Clark says he still wishes to represent himself at the trial. Clark is accused of killing 26-year-old Dustin Moreland. Standby counsel was appointed, to assist Clark with preparing his defense for the trial. Clark must complete a competency evaluation to determine if he is able to assist in his own defense. Until then, no further hearing dates have been set. A man charged with sexual abuse pleaded guilty to his charges in Brooke County Court today. David entered the guilty plea on 3 counts of first-degree sexual assault. He was sentenced to 1 to 5 years in prison on each count. The first 2 counts will run right after each other, giving him 2 to 10 years behind bars. David will then be on supervised release for 20 years and have to register as a sex offender for life. David was arrested in Washington County, PA last October for being on the run after being on the run for weeks. The first woman to hold statewide office in West Virginia has died. Helen Holt was appointed Secretary of State by Governor Cecil Underwood in 1957, holding the post until 1959. Holt had previously been appointed to an unexpired House of Delegates seat after her husband's death in 1955. Secretary of State Natalie Tennant says Holt died Sunday from heart failure. Holt was 101 years old. Coming up on Tonight Live, you upgrade your cell phone to a smartphone, but do you know how to use it? There's a place where you can get a lesson ahead. And as we get a break, here's a live look at our Storm Tracker HD Dual Live Doppler radar. The storms are moving through. Stay tuned for your complete Storm Tracker forecast.